Why isn't my camera working? There we go.
Waiting for the invite.
I wonder why I can't see my live.
There we go. All right, we're live.
We're live. Is it you and me, or is it the screen?
Me and you.
Okay. Hold on a second. I'm gonna text my buddy. Do you have? Is there a link on there that you can share?
No, it's basically just to subscribe.
There's no like little arrow.
None of mine.
All right. All right. Why can't I see my fucking your live streams will show up here? Okay. Get started.
Oh, there's your link now.
The link popped up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we got one watching, which is you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I wonder if I can open this. I don't want to use the encoder. I just want to see what we have there. All right. So there I am. Obviously on delay. Oh, he answered back. You find the link, you said?
Yep.
All right.
I'm live.
All right. Well, where's my chat window, though? On here, because I don't see it on here.
Did you see me?
Can you send me the link? Oh, there we go. Thank you, sir. This is probably where, like, say we did this, when we do this next time, we can start 10 minutes early, but we can have, I can put up, like, the intro and just keep playing over and over again, like it is now. Yeah. And then what I will do is, like, they can't hear us chatting while this is going on. I don't think you can. You can't. So we can keep. Yeah, so we could do that, you know what I mean, where I could just put the overlay over, you know what I mean, for like whatever we're doing. Like, say I did, that's all right. Say, there's nobody in here, so I'm not really concerned. I'll just re-enter it. Yep, there's Joe Doc. Thanks, Joe. All right, let me switch over. All right, so we did that. We'll go here. All right, there we go. All right, we figured out. Us old men just figured this out. I'm looking mighty orange in my lighting, but I don't really care. But, folks, thank you for joining our Shitty Opinion podcast, where we discuss. This week we're going to discuss the NFL Honors Awards. Test this whole live thing out, see what happens. And because we're going to be going live to discuss when did we decide when we're going to go live for the to discuss the playoffs? Friday, Saturday?
Maybe Saturday. Saturday we could go.
Saturday
maybe.
will be too late? Because everybody's going to be running around doing this shit on Saturday, and then
let's go Friday.
We'll probably do Friday evening when, like, probably around 5 o'clock, 5:30, just because I assume that's when people get online and listen to shit, if not later, but wrestling's on later, so I'm kind of stuck watching that. Me and your mom, dude. You know, we got to watch that shit. So anyway, we're going to go through the honors that that kind of matter, might not matter, that easy to discuss, and you can see choices. We're going to, though we do discuss betting, I will go over the odds. I did finally find an extended list of odds for the awards, and so we're going to start off first with, what do I got? Oh, the Comeback Player of the Year award. We have, how many do I have on here? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 people on this list. First one up, Aiden Hutchinson from that terrible knee injury. I don't know. I feel like he just is one of those people who just, dude, he's just a badass. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. Was he impactful on the team enough? Probably not. I don't even know if he's. I'm gonna see if I can find the comeback player of the year awards is kind of always a weird thing with some of the people they put on these lists. Like I don't know why Trevor Lawrence is on the list, but Aiden Hutchinson's in third with a plus 10,000 for this.
Well, Lawrence is on because he played 10 games and got hurt.
But that's the thing. He played 10
he
games, dude.
There.
He shouldn't be on there. That's my issue with that. And to be second and a plus 700 is odd to me. But everybody pretty much knows where it's going to go. But my thing for Aiden Hutchinson is the fact that he was an anchor for that defense. They still went to the playoffs last year as what? Were they a 1 seed last year, the Lions? So
yeah, and then they went out to San Fran.
Yeah, so I just I don't know. I kind of see. That's my grandpa. Oh, someone else is on here.
That's my son.
Oh, okay.
My son.
I was like, what?
That's Ty.
Sorry. Anyway, I was kind of thrown off because I can't find my chat thing to pop up on my live feed on my other thing. But so I'm going to have to move my stuff around here. Anyway, so do I think he could win it? No. Do I think he should win it? No. Your thoughts on it? Same as mine.
Yeah, I'm looking obviously Christian McCaffrey, which everybody's going to take him at minus 1,100. I mean, I don't know. It's like I told you today. There's a name like Troy Fontenot from the Steelers. He's a lineman.
I mean, what was his knee injury last year? I mean, obviously these are like all knee injuries, which is terrible.
And it sucks because he's like a stud. He came from Washington, the Huskies, and
this is his sophomore year, right? He didn't get to play his whole year, right?
No, he I don't know if it was. I'm taking it was before the season started.
Yeah, I think it was. I think he missed the whole season.
Yeah, and it's a shame because he's pretty good. He would have helped that line big time, and now he's back this year, and you could see the difference on the right side.
Yeah.
So.
But
obviously, I think it's Christian McCaffrey.
I don't understand. You call me crazy, but I don't understand why Aaron Rodgers isn't on this list. I don't get it. I really don't. And it's not saying because he's a quarterback. I know everybody hates Aaron Rodgers, but he's not even considered for this, and I don't understand why. Because he went out broken last year. He came easy because he's on a different team. I have no idea.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking because he went to a different team.
But he was still injured. He still was out. Didn't get to play, after changing teams. This is essentially his, first year out of playing, with not playing with the Packers. And I think he did fine, and it's not have him in the list. It blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind. If CMC was on the list, I would give it to Aaron Rodgers. And I was actually. But see,
I'm looking at it as too. I don't think they think he thought he was going to do as good as he is. I always call him 17-game Rodgers, but I didn't think he was going to be as good as he is neither.
No, I just think he's one of those older guys who can just flip the switch in the right times, and I guess you know what I mean. I don't know, but. Don't forget these are odds makers, so they don't know what the fuck is what. You know what I mean? It could be somebody. It could be him. It could be Troy. It could be Christian. You don't know, but the odds are going towards Christian McCaffrey, obviously. But I just don't. I can see why it makes sense. It's just I find it very strange that they're. I don't know. I did that Aaron Rodgers isn't even considered for this at all.
Over Lawrence, yeah, I agree with you on that.
Why Lawrence is on the list? This is what I have for the extended list of players. We have Christian McCaffrey, Trevor Lawrence, which shouldn't be on the list, Aiden Hutchinson, which should be Dak Prescott, Stephon Diggs, and Phillip Rivers. Seriously? These are the odds in order?
Well, I think basically what they did, they took almost by a position-wise, maybe.
Maybe. They filled in the blanks, but they have three quarterbacks on here. I don't know. I find it strange that Aaron Rodgers isn't on the list. But I think we both agree that Christian McCaffrey. Maybe I don't, because I think it should be Aaron Rodgers. I really do.
I'm going with McCaffrey.
Go with McCaffrey. I think it should be Aaron Rodgers. I think that's where it should be, and I think that's I think it basically would come down to an Aaron Rodgers, Christian McCaffrey type of fight. Is the
Mhm.
delay that bad that I'm still on Aaron Rodgers on the live stream?
No, we're good.
You okay? What's it on now
Hmm.
on your live stream?
It's on us.
Is it okay? Because mine is stuck. Oh yeah, the clock isn't even going. That's interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can't even get my live chat going. Tell me if there's any chats going. You might have to reply to them because I don't have.
Yeah, I'm checking every now
All
and
right,
then.
because I don't have my thing isn't working. I don't care. I think because I'm running way too many video programs at once. Anyway, folks, that was our pick. I have Aaron Rodgers for comeback player of the year. Kevin has
CMC.
for the comeback
Take
player
it
of
to
the
the
year.
bank.
He's gonna take it to the bank. So that means we are gonna move on to defensive player of the year. I do not think there's much of a fight for this. You suggested Burns for the Brian Burns from the Giants for this. Explain your thought behind this.
Oh, I thought he was a hell of a player. That defense, if it wasn't for him, with sacks and he was basically the anchor on that next to Abdul Carter.
Yeah,
When Abdul Carter was in the game, when he wasn't, being a head case, he's a rookie too, coming out of Penn State.
dude,
But I
Abdul
like
Carter is
Brian
on the
Burns,
list for like defensive rookie, of the
defensive
year,
rookie.
which I
That's
think is
why I sent that.
crazy. I think is absolutely
Schwarzenegger's going
nuts.
to get that anyway from Cleveland.
Yeah, but I was just shocked that he was even on that list. I'm like, seriously, that's how bad. Like, no one stood out for me this year. Anyway, we'll still stick back with this. So yes, I can see Burns was definitely the anchor for that Giants defense, and then that was the only reason why their defense was probably worth watching all year, and that you could probably say to them that their defense is something to watch out for in certain games, and he
Well,
definitely
don't
was.
forget now he came from Carolina too, and he was a stud there.
Yeah,
So now he comes to the Giants. They don't make the playoffs, and now Carolina's hosting the playoffs. So yeah,
in the defensive struggles a little bit more. But we both know Myles Garrett's going to most likely get it. I don't think there's really much debate in that. I think that was something we. Oops, I got to change. I fucked up that picture. That's something that's going to. That we discussed early in the year. You knew it was going to go there. He deserves it, I think, anyway. Besides sack record aside, even if he didn't get it, I still think he deserves it. That defense was something to be reckoned with more often than not. And it was for him. I mean, obviously he sacked our guy up here, Drake May, 5 times in that one game.
honestly, out of all the awards, this is the easiest one to
Oh,
pick.
by far. I mean, there's no
There's
argument
no
about it.
question. I mean,
Yeah, like that's why I said like I'll put it on there just for the sake of putting it on there. But I'm glad you added another name to it. Brian Burns does deserve a little bit of recognition on that. But the odds on him, he's got Danielle Hunter, Will Anderson, Nick Benito, and Aiden Hutchinson behind him, all tied for,
yeah.
pretty much the same amount, plus 20,000 or
So
15,000.
here's a question: What happens? What happens if Garrett didn't break the record, and now you're talking Anderson, like you said, from Houston, and maybe a Brian Burns? Now
I
it's a little
think the
different.
only reason though Anderson, like I would have put Anderson in more closer, probably more tied maybe for second, just because he's been killing it more the second half of the year, and is making that defense way more formidable. But I would still give it to Myles Garrett just because I feel like he just was way too dominant in the way he played. It's how you
Yeah.
get the sacks that matters as well. Are you getting the sacks by entering the backfield and getting them? When you getting the sacks like the Patriots get sacks where they run, the quarterbacks are scrambling around and they're trying to whatever. And granted,
Well,
yes,
see that's another good thing. A good point too is he gets a lot of double teams. It's not like he's one on one. You can't leave him one on one,
No,
even
it's
when you bring
impossible.
over a tight end.
Yeah.
He's just a wrecking ball.
Yeah, I mean that's just it. So I think you're going to bring that type of stuff into play. Like you said, if he didn't get the record, say he only had 20 sacks, you know what I mean? It's like it wasn't just about the sacks; it's how we get the sacks and what you go through it. So you got to bring in the intangibles on that. So with that easy thing, we have a offensive rookie of the year. I have going up. I already had Warren on there. I don't know why you threw him on there.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're gonna go in a weird order here. You have Travion Henderson. I've seen him on the list. Obviously, Patriots guy. I'm curious to why you, as an outsider, had put him on the list.
Well, I put him on the list because it's simple. He's a backup. He was a backup, and then to Ramondre, and now he started a couple games because Ramondre started fumbling the ball.
Yep.
And again, he's a home run hitter.
Yep.
I mean, just look at his odds for his props.
Yeah.
He could easily break that 40, 50 yards in one run, which you've seen over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, take him out of the game when Ramondre was down. Who do you have? He stepped in as a rookie.
Yeah.
Obviously he came from Ohio State, a big time program, so
Hmm.
it's not like he hasn't faced that type of adversity before. But him stepping in that role, I actually thought he should be the starter still going forward. But Ramondre with his fumbles backing him up.
Yeah, but I think because it's a two-headed monster as far as how the running backs are played. I mean, the running game is played in Patriot Nation. Granted, he had great yards. He had 991 yards or something like
Yeah,
that this year.
he almost had a grand.
Yeah, and he with limited play. And I think it's because like I said, it was a two-headed monster, and he wasn't the featured back that kind of hurts him on this one. So I could see why he's on there, just because you're almost running out. But I have quite the list here, anyway. So I could definitely, like I said, see him on the list. He is, where is he on the list? He is fourth on the odds list at plus 5,000, which is and I think they just kind of filled in the blanks on the.
That's all that was. You could tell the ones that they just filled in the blanks.
Because after that, they got R.J. Harvey and Ashton Genty, which they didn't do anything remarkable at all in comparison for running backs as Henderson did. He's definitely a game breaker, but I think that because he wasn't a featured back, that obviously hurts him. I also have Tyler Shaw. Shaw. I do this every week with you.
Shaw.
If he played the whole season, I think he is actually the best rookie quarterback this year in the short time that he played, which was from week 8, basically half the season. And I would have had Jackson Dart, but I feel like Shaw surpassed him. Shaw, because he just grew and grew and grew and grew. He didn't just like have spurts here and there. Like, he just kept understanding the game. Kellen Moore did a fantastic job with him in developing him and getting him ready. And I think he possibly, is he the quarterback of the future of them? I don't know. What is he, third round pick?
I don't think they're got to get somebody out of the draft or bring a veteran in.
I think he's good for now, and I think he's worth to take a shot on next year. I really do.
I mean, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, him and Olave click pretty good.
So
he
was on my list too, Olave, for a comeback player of the year, but I forgot to put him on here, I think. But anyway, also on the list to add, we have Tyler Warren, which I think if this team kept rolling, he would have got it. The downfall of the Colts toward the last 7 games when they lost, that it just kind of ruined them once Daniel Jones went down.
His numbers went down when Danny Dimes went out and Phillip Rivers came in. If you take notice, a lot of him was with Pierce on the outside, so his numbers went down a little bit. Yeah, exactly.
Definitely 2 different games on that one. 2 different understandings of playing quarterback, definitely for sure on that one. But he was a monster for the first half of the year, and the decline is obviously not his fault. If you're not getting any shots, then you're not getting any shots. And obviously he was reliable. He just wasn't part of how Phillip Rivers plays his game. So he's definitely out on that one. Anything else you want to add?
No,
he definitely was a front runner for the first half of the season for sure.
Yeah, I think he probably, like you said, would have had it wrapped up if Danny Dimes. Now, don't forget, Phillip Rivers comes in and he's old school, so he's a gunslinger.
Yeah,
he's not,
absolutely.
He's just not going to check down.
He's going to air it out for sure every chance he can possibly get, any slight window that he opens. So that's what the downside of that. Jackson Dart. He's definitely deserving to be on this. I would have had him way up there if he was consistent, didn't get hurt, and he wasn't such a didn't ramble around and hurt himself the way he did. But that team's in shambles anyway. They don't have a head coach. They have nothing going on right now. So hopefully they can figure that out, because I feel like they have a good quarterback here. He's fun to watch, that's for sure. And when fantasy comes into play,
you know what though, I'm going to look this from a different standpoint. He came in here with not so good of a team. I mean, the coach, like you said, the coach was all over the place. I mean, his number one receiver went down. That really hurt. I think if he
and his running back went out too. Like, so
and the running back.
It became him, and he didn't show up every time after that, but he did show out. A few times since without a balanced attack, properly balanced attack, and his neighbors out. So
well, here's a good stat for you. In fantasy football, there's only 3 other quarterbacks that had a better rookie fantasy season than him: Watson, Herbert, and Daniels.
Okay.
So That's some company that are being,
Yeah,
just coming in.
yeah. I mean, Shaw had better passing numbers, obviously, and Jackson had better rushing numbers. But I mean, it's like he came into a situation that was just like he didn't really have a choice. Didn't think he was no he was gonna be ready, but at Ole Miss, he proved he could play. So I could see people picking him, Shaw, or and I have my secret one here, and it is Jackson Dart's mom. Um, I just have to throw her in there. I'm sorry. So she gets my award, a special award.
Jesus, is that with or without the leather suit?
I don't know. I just found the prettiest photo I could find of just her,
Oh,
and threw her
Jesus.
up there. So I figured she deserves a special award for Rookie Mom of the Year. Um, but in all seriousness, we'll get to the most likely Rookie of the Year, McMillan over here. Um, It took him a little while. Took him till week 5, week 6 or 7 to even catch a touchdown, or get hit up against the Patriots whenever the hell we played them. Of course, naturally. He was the reason this team could keep going. Dowdle was obviously a lot of help when he got his opportunity to play, but he balanced out what McMillan could do and to open him up a little bit. And I think he's been a bigger difference maker for a team that sucks and shouldn't have a home playoff game, by the way. But we can discuss that on playoff discussion as well. So,
Yeah, I think what happened here is they stacked the box, these defenses, and it opened up for McMillan a lot more down. I mean, he had 70 catches for over 1,000 yards and
yeah.
7 touchdowns, and he was a stud out in Arizona, which to me, I think he should have been probably a top 3 pick in the
Uh,
draft. That's how I look at it because he is a number 1 receiver right now. I mean, he stepped
yeah.
in not knowing
I
what he
think
even
that's such a
had.
hard thing to gauge is these top receivers. I mean, obviously we have the exceptions every year. There's one, and that was him. But Marvin Harrison didn't work out. The other top receivers that are in the were like later round picks now too. Like the Puka Nakuas and the Metcalfs and what else too. And it's just weird how wide receivers, they seem like they're very difficult to judge on how they pick those. So. But anyway, so my award goes to McMillan. I think he was the biggest game changer on here. Tyler Shaw would have got it if he played the whole season, I think. And plus, he's a quarterback, and they love those. Who is your pick?
Oh, yeah, I'm going McMillan too.
All right, so McMillan and Jackson Dott's mom are the 2 Rookie of the Year winners that we have here. And on to Offensive Player of the Year, we have a few on this list as well. We're going to start it off with, I have them in the wrong order. You had selected Amon-Ra St. Brown. I can see why, but I don't see why at the same time. So explain this selection, sir.
Oh, I think it's an easy one. I mean, again, he's a number 1 receiver, gets over a cover 2. Always has the best defensive player on him.
I
And who
don't
did
think he's
Goff
the game
always look
breaker for
for?
that team, though. I don't.
No, that's Jamison Williams, but who did always Goff look for
Of course.
when he was in trouble? Your
Yeah.
best receiver.
Yeah.
And again, he's not big, but he's quick and he runs the routes very
I
well.
just don't feel like
That's
he
why I
carried the
put him on there.
team, like say like someone we'll discuss later. But I can respect your argument for sure. But I wouldn't have him on this list, but I could see why you do as well. But I also have Trey McBride on this list because that team would have been absolutely nothing. It was nothing. It was a shit team. Thank God they got rid of the coach because Trey McBride was about the only thing they had going on there. That and McMichaels, and is that his name? The other guy.
Yeah.
And he just was getting like fucking 12, 15 targets a game. It was unbelievable. Brissett had him, and nobody could seem to fucking cover him. Week after week after week, McBride was doing something. He was the only reason why that offense stayed alive besides for Jacoby Brissett. It was nothing
Well, it's
else.
funny as the season was going along, Vegas actually caught on because they had his prop bets for reception was like at 4.5. And after like a couple games, they caught on, and now they upped it to like 7, 8.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah. You're right.
I
You're
mean,
right.
it was just a given all
Yeah.
the time. He was averaging like 7 catches a game and a touchdown.
And like he's
the
not even
last-
on the list. And I think he should be like literally I think in the top 3. Sorry.
It's because the team he's on. That's
Yeah,
why.
I know. And I think that's stupid. And this is what the difference is. Like the problem is like he kept them in the game, and this is where we'll get into this when we get to the MVP discussion. So, but the another one that a lot of people think should get it is Christian McCaffrey. I don't see it. I do, but I don't. I think that fucking team, if they had a coach's award, the offensive player of the year should go to the fucking coach. Whether it's Shanahan who calls the plays, which I think he does, because it's just that they made a whole bunch of something out of nothing. Christian McCaffrey was the only player on that team, it seemed, but Purdy and who's he what there? McCorkle were the only ones who could, were the two quarterbacks who did well. So, I mean, I give this credit for their offense to their coaching staff before I give it to CMC.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty interesting.
I do. Because that team was decimated. Christian McCaffrey was a fucking stud. But, again, I don't think he was the savior for that team as a whole. Which might sound weird considering he was basically the only one you could guarantee was going to score every game.
You got to take into effect, too. Don't forget Ayuk didn't play all year. He's basically gone in San Fran.
Mm-hmm.
And the only
he had nothing else. That was the thing. Kittle, he was the only option. So
it was only Kittle. That was it.
Yeah, and Kittle was only there about half the year. So it's like, I don't know. It was one of those things where
Well, that's the thing with Jawan Jennings. He wants the big contract, and then he's complaining, screw it, get me out of here. Well, to prove it. I mean, did he prove it? I think he did down the stretch, and you'll find out this week when they come into Philly,
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, I could see he's in third in the voting thing. I could see it. But next up, Puka Nacua. A lot of people have him winning it. I don't personally. I think he's surrounded by a great team. I think the coaching's, again, I'm going to go to coaching on this one, and I'm going to go with they still, obviously, Matthew Stafford does better. The team does better when Puka's on the field. I mean, the stats are there, and the proof is in the pudding. But I don't see him as Offensive Player of the Year for the simple fact that offense also had a good rounded series of players, even despite having a rotation of tight ends that could all catch the ball, it seems. They had Kyron Williams running the ball. Obviously, Matthew Stafford throwing the ball. Devontae Adams catching touchdowns every fucking week. So
I like Jackson, Smith, and Jigma.
All right, why do you keep jumping ahead? Stop jumping ahead.
Because,
discuss who we're discussing now.
No,
stop breaking the rules. Look at the photo. Who's on the screen?
Listen, I'll tell you why. Because if you look at with Puka and Jackson, Smith, and Jigma, right?
Mm-hmm.
You look at their quarterback situation too. Sam Darnold came in from Minnesota. I don't know. I don't mind putting Puka there, maybe 2 or 3.
I have him at 2.
Yeah, I mean, he did have 10 touchdowns, 129 catches. But yeah,
why did all my pictures move? What is going on? Anyway, so I have JSN as the winner because he was the difference maker of that team. It was a quasi-rounded, but not as rounded as the Rams were. I think he was the receiver this year by far. And you take him out of the game, if he got injured or something like that, it would have changed the whole dynamic of that team. And that's just a fact, plain and simple.
Well, Jackson Smith, don't forget now, nobody thought of him being anything coming in his rookie season, being number 3, behind DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden he moved on to the Steelers, and now he stepped in as a number 1 role.
Yeah.
And he's proven to be a hell of a ball player. 1,700 yards. He led the league in receiving.
Yeah, crazy.
Think about that. And this is Sam Darnold's first year up there.
Yeah.
And that's how much
new system, new everything. And
yeah.
It's just, it's a testament to Sam Darnold and how well he adjusts to work. But he's yet to see what happens in the playoffs with him. People are very confident about him, but I don't know yet. He might have a Kirk Cousins curse. No idea. So it'll be interesting to see. Moving on, we have Coach of the Year. We have a few on this list. We're going to start with Sean Payton that you threw on the list. Explain while I look something up.
Well, it's not hard to figure it out. I mean, you get the number one seed, you have a second year quarterback just coming into the system, you might as well say, because last year he's just feeling out the league. Now, I know everybody's going to say, oh, well, he plays at home. They're good, just like any other team. And the altitude. I just think
Oh, I don't care about.
he's
Like, I'm
he's
thinking
the
that'd be a
right.
stupid argument to make.
Well, you got to realize a lot of teams that don't play up there, it's a whole new ball game.
Yeah,
When you come up there with the altitude, and then you got the weather and the fans. But again, I think they click very good, and I think he deserves to be on the list. Not that he's going to win it,
yeah. I
but I
guess.
think he should
I
be
don't know.
on
I
it.
mean, they played well last year. The record was good last year. I mean, they were 10-7 last year. It's not like they were bad. And he just grew to where he should grow with a second year quarterback. So I think it's kind of a natural progression with the team. So I don't really, I see the argument, but I don't at the same time, just because I don't see anything significant that he might have done in at least this year. So that's where I stand on that. Next up, I have Mr. McDonald from the Seattle Seahawks. I could definitely see the argument why people have for him. He's in second in a lot of races, which I find interesting. But I mean, what he's done with that team, and taking them quasi out of like who's he what with obscurity, what's going on, and making obviously the right moves and the right decisions, sure. But I don't think he should be in second place. I think he should be probably fourth place in the coaching race, to be
Ooh.
honest with you, behind Vrabel, Cohen, and Johnson personally. But I can see why people have him on here. I mean, taking him, bringing him to the number one seed in the toughest division in football absolutely deserves that recognition for sure. And taking a new quarterback in his system and making that work as well. But I just don't think he's as deserving as the other guys on the list ahead of him. I have ahead of him.
I think McDonald's might win this. And I tell you why. I know Vrabel went from a four-win Patriots team to 14-3, number two, all this other stuff.
Listen to you
But
downplaying
hold
his
on,
accolades.
hold on.
Jesus.
You want to know what might hurt them for this award is their schedule. Their schedule really wasn't that. It was a soft schedule. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know you got May, you got rookie in the backfield too, and everybody's trying to gel with Diggs and stuff like that. I like Mike McDonald to win this.
The What did he do from last year to this year?
Well, you got to let's look at it. He had new receivers,
Mm-hmm.
a new quarterback that come into a different system.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think he had a quarterback last year, and that's what hurt them.
Geno Smith.
He had Geno Smith, and then
Yeah.
he had what? I mean,
Yeah, I
think
mean,
about it.
I could see the argument for it for sure. I mean, I think people keep pegging down the Patriots for this schedule is just like, I mean, I'll get into it when we get to that. But I'm gonna move on to Ben Johnson. Um, Obviously, what he's done with the Bears very similar to what Vrabel's done with the Patriots. I actually have him in third place behind Vrabel and Liam Cohen. And I mean, he took a situation and obviously made it much better there. It made them, a two seed over there. And I think there's a strong argument for him to win it, a stronger argument for him to win it. But there's a lot of inconsistencies in what he's done with the team. There's been a lot of luck that's worked out for them. But the way he makes his offenses and what they do, and to have Caleb Williams, kind of buy into it a little bit. Caleb
True.
Williams still wasn't fantastic, but he didn't seem that smart when he played last year coming out of USC when you watched him play. But you got him to calm down a little bit and run less, but he still makes terrible decisions. But I think it's a work in progress. And I think they might actually work out, which I didn't think they would. One being a running quarterback and then coming from Goff. But he somehow made it work. And that's tough to go from a pocket passer quarterback to a rushing quarterback, and him being young and able to change it up like that. I think he makes for a very, very, very tough offensive program to go against if you are the opposing team. So I can totally see the argument for him winning it as well.
Well, I don't get how they're a 1.5 point underdog to the Packers this week
I don't
at
get it
home.
either.
That's going to change. That line's going to flop. So if you're betting, you better grab it now
I already
because
already bet him.
I'm thinking personally it's going to flop. There's no way they should be a 1.5 underdog to love
No,
coming in there. No
no.
way. Not at home.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's, obviously, the weather doesn't matter either, so it's a very strange thing. Anything for Ben Johnson you want to pick?
No, I think he said it in the right direction. I mean, every time we picked Chicago this year, I mean, we both
Oh,
flopped
dude,
on him. So
I was like I flipped on him once and I learned my lesson not to. And they pulled it out for me several times, and it was good. On to I have two more coaches on here. I forgot. I forgot to put Liam Cohen's picture on here. Sorry, folks. So I'll discuss Liam Cohen for the Jaguars. The reason why I put him on here is because A, the Jaguars just kind of flipped the script this year. In the B, I think the main reason why I put him on the list, and I put him second, actually maybe third, is because he was hired like with nothing. He had nothing in place. He was thrown in there as a late hire and somehow made it work. And I don't even know if he got to pick his staff or not. He was just under the gun when he was hired. No one expected it. He did a great job as offensive coordinator, obviously with Tampa Bay. And, they kind of just took him and gave him whatever to work with, and he made it work. And it took a little while to teach Trevor Lawrence to throw the ball in the numbers, apparently. But it seems to be working, whatever it is. And it's just in the late surge, I will say this early, that I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are the hottest team in the AFC right now.
well, it's like we said all year. It's the system these quarterbacks are in.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Like, he had so many offensive coordinators and coaches and players around him.
He's had 5 since he's been there.
At least 5 or 6.
Yeah.
You can't get settled in on that and be comfortable. You know what I mean?
And he found a way to do it in half a season with this guy. You know
yeah,
what I
I
mean?
think finally he has some players around him.
Of course,
he had
absolutely.
The defense is good.
Yes.
Really good.
Yes, and the running back, ATN's good. So he somehow made it. That's why I put him on here, because he was just a dark horse. And I don't think there was super high expectations for him to make it work, and he did. So my next coach that I totally forgot about that I have on here is actually Kyle Shanahan. Don't expect him to win. I just want to give him his accolades like I already did earlier.
Props.
Because what he did with a fucking broken team at the rate that he did, him and Robert Saleh, was fucking phenomenal. Because every time, I never bet on the 49ers this year because I just assumed they were going to fucking lose or something. And then they'd end up blowing teams out or being competitive enough to win. And he just made it happen out of nothing. And you don't see that often.
Well, I think he's going to be losing Saleh somewhere. I know he had an interview with Arizona. But
he's got to be. But still, I think it's just like his ability to do that, surround himself with the right guys to make the right decisions. From Saleh's why he's his own entity, and he deserves the flowers, a ton for that team. But I just wanted to give him credit, and he should be on the list. Whether I think of all the people I named, he's second to last above Sean Payton, personally. So I'll give him that for show. And last but not least, Mike VRABEL. You call me a homer, call me a bias, call me whatever else. He took a team that didn't exist and made it mesh and work after the first month of the year and turned it into the 2 seed in the AFC. So I think there's a lot to be said about that. And to bring a whole new system and a whole new mentality into any team is very difficult. A la Ben Johnson and what he had done as well in making it work. And I don't think there's much more they can say about it. I just think that he had a tougher situation to come into than Ben Johnson, and I think that's the only flip on that.
Well, I don't think it's about being a homer. The numbers speak for itself. The record speaks for itself. I mean, again, the main thing I think is that he had to get Drake May comfortable in the system what he wanted.
Yeah,
and that's what was the key, I think, to this whole thing. Is him to be comfortable and have confidence and trust in himself.
Yes.
And VRABEL is a no-nonsense coach.
Yeah.
We all know that when he's with Tennessee, even when he played.
Oh, yeah.
It's either you come with the lunchbox, let's go to work, or don't come here at all.
Basically, you're right. But to even get the other players, and pick the right players. Now, I know a lot of coaches love picking their old players, but he picked the right old players. Spillane, Gibson. He picked, getting who's that guy from Jacksonville there, our linebacker? Why can't I remember his name? He picked the right guys to come in, gave the right money to the right people, and he was able to form something and get everybody to buy in together, which I think is tough to do in the first year for any situation, whether it's a job, whether it's a high school team, whether it's anything. And he was able to do that with a bunch of adults, which is the hardest thing to do. And like you said, able to bring in the right guy for Drake May, which the perfect guy obviously was, oh my God, Josh McDaniel, because McDaniels isn't going to go anywhere. He's basically settled here and he loves it here in New England. So he's in the perfect position to stay here for as long as need be, hopefully. You know what I mean? And I think he just kind of pieced together the right things, and made it work.
Well, I'm going to throw something at you then. What happens if they lay an egg this week?
I don't think they do. I mean, I think it's a bigger what if than just being, it could happen. Obviously, it could happen, but if he lays a big egg this week, then he doesn't get it. Plain and simple. And if Ben Johnson wins or puts up a better fight, then he should get it.
See, I disagree. I know I said before I like.
Is this a regular season award? By the way, I don't know.
Or is it
just like until does it go until all the way to the Super Bowl?
No, I think it's regular season.
Okay. Then if it's regular season award, just give it to VRABEL and that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Even though I do like McDonald to have a shot at this, I mean, I think VRABEL does win it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his odds are -330. So, I mean, right there they're telling you.
Yeah, I got him at a -370 on this one.
Mm-hmm.
And an implied probability of 79%. McDonald's is second, and actually Liam Cohen is third. But I would put, just based off of, obviously we don't know how the voters vote, but I could see in order for me would be VRABEL, Johnson, Cohen, McDonald. Top to bottom.
I'd probably go VRABEL, McDonald, and Cohen.
Fair. That's fine. So I got VRABEL winning. You got.
Oh, I'm gonna go with McDonald. I
fine.
Really am.
Okay. You seem very, very.
I'm gonna do a not so fast. You knew it was coming.
That's fine. MVP. I only get the two on here. The obvious ones, Stafford and Drake May.
Sure.
I mean, this is going to be debated forever. This year's MVP thing, because obviously the first thing that's always going to come up is strength of schedule. Now, strength of schedule is one thing against teams that can't score on offense, but Drake May plays against the defense, and that's what matters. So you can kind of look at we got to look at who's playing what. Now, people will sit there and say, "Well, Drake May didn't play good teams." Well, Stafford didn't play great teams either, and he lost to teams that weren't great. And if it counts against you for beating them, it should count against you more for losing to them. So he lost to the Falcons. He lost to the to Carolina. Like, talk about bottom of the barrel. I think that should be counted against him greatly. I think it also could count against him is who he's surrounded by and who he's throwing to as well. So if we can count again against who you're playing against, it's like who's also playing for you should also count for or against you as well. So that's the argument I can make. That against common opponents, Drake had better numbers than Stafford did, and I just see Drake had one thing I liked about Drake May, besides being on the Patriots, is that his consistency. You could rely on him to do the same shit. He had one bad week where he only threw 450 yards a couple weeks ago, and that's fine, and that's a loss. But other than that, his numbers were consistent. Everything he did was consistent, and he grew as it went, where Stafford is Stafford. He doesn't rush the ball. He passes the ball to a couple great wide receivers, where Drake May passes to everybody, literally.
Well, I'm looking at the stats too. I don't understand. Going into the regular season finale, May was a heavy 400 favorite, -400. It flipped to Matt Stafford -175.
Yeah, it did.
And I'm thinking, now they're coming into Carolina, where Carolina had, he had like 3-4 turnovers, one for a pick six, one an interception. That's not going to happen this week.
No, absolutely not.
You're going to see the real Stafford coming, because he has a little fire underneath him for what they did to him.
Of course.
But
absolutely.
Now, Drake May, of course, his second-year player turned the team around. Really, they probably should have had the 1 seed. It
Yeah,
is what it
yeah,
is. But
but
moving on past it,
the
I, I don't know. I'm
again,
going with
he was on a
Stafford.
brand new team. Stafford
Hmm.
was not on a brand new team.
No.
And Drake made something. He helped mesh that team. Obviously, you have the head coaches who have it as a whole, but on the field, he brought that team together. He took the egos and threw them out, and all the guys realized that he's gonna throw to whoever's fucking open, and we're gonna
Mm.
support whoever's open. And I think that's a big deal. And I think that's one of those intangible things that people don't pay attention to. And again, his numbers were phenomenal. And as far as his completion percentage, going over 4,000 yards, yeah, great. He only threw for 30, 32 touchdowns, whatever. He doesn't need those big plays and didn't need those, big numbers, like that to make a team basically out of in obscurity and a laughing stock, and rightfully so, and turn them into something where people go, and start making excuses for why they're not good. Again, like they used to do with the Tom
Well,
Brady
let's
Patriots.
let's back up here a minute.
Whoa, not
Drake
so
May.
fast, Al.
No, that was before. I'll give you another one later. But let's back up here a minute. Let go back to Drake May here. With new people in place, don't forget now he had two rookies at the left side, the left guard and the left tackle.
Yep.
So again, to me personally, I think Stafford's going to win it. Should he win it? No, it should be May. He has the best QBR rating by far over Stafford. He don't have what Stafford has, and the line and everything
Yeah.
else around him.
So I mean, he had a team in place. Is kind of more what I was trying, like I was saying earlier, who did they add since last year for the Rams? Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams. I don't know who they did on defense.
Yeah, but that's my point, though. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he it's like you took the same team and you tweaked it. Where Drake May had a whole brand new team, a whole brand new line. Like you said, two rookies on the left hand side, still made it work. Still took the beatings. They can sit there and say, "Oh, he got sacked X amount of times," but that's not necessarily his fault. I'll say
So
half
does
of
every
them can
other
be.
quarterback. Too.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So it's just like I don't know. I just think it's more. If I had to look at the whole and see who was more impressive as a layman pair of eyes. I personally would give it to Drake May. I didn't see. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I don't know. For a long time, I didn't understand why he was in the race to begin with. And that was at the beginning of the year, but that's when they had the huge chart. So we showed it before, and they had everybody wanted Taylor to win it, in which would have made sense. But obviously, that whole situation faded.
Well, the thing, like everybody's just saying Stafford and May. What about Josh Allen? Talk about somebody that's taking the team on their shoulders. I mean,
Okay, this is where we can get into why is my camera doing this? The true definition of an MVP, most valuable player for their team, hands down, is Josh Allen. Hands down. Why is my camera suddenly doing this? There we go. I would definitely go with Josh Allen. This is where I got in the argument a few years ago, where Peyton Manning was the MVP because he had those I don't know if it was when he had the 55 touchdowns or not, but it was like, or it was when it was just like, for me, it was like, who was more important that year for their team? And that's what it should be. Like, if you took Peyton Manning out of that mix, would the Colts have been terrible? No, I don't think so. I think someone was more valuable that year. Don't remember who it was, to be honest with you. Don't remember. It was somebody way more further out in left field. It wasn't a Patriot or anything. And it was just like, I feel like the award should just be called the quarterback's award because it's not a true MVP award anymore.
well, that's another thing. Why even have an MVP if it's only really one position that you're going to go to?
Exactly, and that's why offensive player of the year is supposed to break that thing, but they will oftentimes give it to, they'll split it. That just becomes a wide receiver award. But since running backs did so well this year, you could probably throw some in there. This is kind of a fucking crazy year. But yeah, that's
we talked about this before with Danny Dimes before he got hurt. He was on fire.
Oh yeah.
I mean, same thing with Jonathan Taylor.
But you know what that proves, though, is that proves, and this could be an argument too. Is Daniel Jones an MVP candidate because that team went to shit as soon as he went down? That proves that he was an MVP, and it wasn't just Jonathan Taylor, right? Does it not?
Yeah, but and then that goes back to the offensive rookie of the year with Warren.
Yeah.
Tyler Warren. So right there, you got three players One went down and knocked the other two out.
Exactly. So that, to me, if you put that, sounds more important. And we didn't see what would happen, and fortunately nothing happened to Josh Allen, but we never see what happened when he goes down. But if you say anybody who's still viable playing, he is obviously a true MVP. Hands fucking down. Like, hands down. But since it's not how it's fucking decided, and, people are obsessed with numbers and stats and all that crap,
Right.
and not the actual meaning of the word
Oh,
most
the
valuable
MVP,
player,
right?
you know,
Correct.
it's like, that's why it needs to change. You need to have a true MVP award and have a quarterback award, just like they have a lineman award. You know what I mean? Break it down. Add more awards. It's not a big deal. There's plenty of fucking players that deserve awards in this day and age. You know what I mean? And then you have the bigger versions of them. You have the quarterback award. The quarterback award can win both. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
If it
your
matters.
MVP is supposed to be your most valuable player, not most valuable quarterback player.
Mm-hmm. No,
Yeah,
and I
now,
agree. And that's why they should have a quarterback award, and the MVP award should just have everybody encompassed in there, and they should shut the fuck up about it just being quarterbacks.
why not make this why not make this league wide for the players to pick it?
That's also a very good fucking move. Just like they're doing that preseason shit on NFL Network.
Right. I mean, why put out a college list in the beginning?
That's right. Who knows better than the fucking players?
The players are around these
And the
guys
players
every
seem
day.
to respect other players to the point where they're not going to favor anybody. Which you're
Well,
right.
that's what I mean.
That's a
Like-
very fucking smart thing.
Like my quarterback, am I going to pick my quarterback? Well, maybe not,
Yeah,
because
it
they
means
have
it's
a better
secret
running
ballot.
back.
You know what I mean? It's a secret
You
ballot.
don't have to put your name on it.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I like it.
I mean, again, it's just like we say with the draft. Why not do like the NBA? Because
Yeah.
everybody flops near the end of the year,
Uh-huh.
and that's what goes on. Put
Yeah.
them in the ball.
Yeah, they put the top three, top four, top five in the ball, whatever it is, top 10.
Yeah, and then you won't have all this stuff with buying the first round pick and flopping and. But anyway, getting back to this, yeah, I mean, I like to see Drake May win it, but I don't know. Since everything flopped, I think Stafford.
I mean, I don't even have a third place on this one. I'm not gonna lie. I can't even think.
I
of
was
any-
going with Josh Allen, but
Yeah, I mean, but I could too. Yeah, you're right. That probably would be the.
I don't think Jordan Love would have been. He's
They got Trevor Lawrence higher than McCaffrey and Josh Allen, which is odd to me. I could see it, but I don't. He's at a plus 30,000. Drake May's in second, though, at a plus 150. I got Matthew Stafford at minus 145. I still think you should go to Drake May. Obviously, this is just odd stuff, folks. This is everything that the books see and whatever they. Basically it's a guessing game for the top three. We'll say three in line that we could all think of, and then it's a crapshoot from there. Be honest with you, because I don't know how voters vote. Voters all vote differently. There's always that asshole who's going to be contrarian. You know what I mean? Just to be contrarian. You always see that in baseball, which is ridiculous because baseball is just stupid when it comes to stuff like that. So I give it to Drake May, and my argument obviously will hold for that again. But again, they don't like a lot of the Patriots either because we have no Pro Bowlers, so we have like 2, and there's always a snub somewhere along the lines.
I don't understand that neither.
Well,
I
you
mean,
have
you're a
these
number
losing
2
teams
seed,
who you have like the Lions who like aren't even in the playoffs, and they got like 7. So,
5, 6, 7.
yeah, you know what I mean. I agree. Don't get me wrong. All those players are deserving, but for us to have like none, you couldn't even pick a defensive fucking guy besides Gonzalez. And Gonzalez doesn't even play that good. Last year, he should have been an All-Pro, and whatever. I'm not even. It's a dumb argument.
Yeah, it's not even worth an argument on it. Yeah.
Oh, so anyway, folks, that is our first live stream. I don't know how that worked out, but hopefully, it does, and that's what we think about that. We will be going live. What did we decide on? Friday?
Yeah, it was Friday.
Friday, 5:30, 6 o'clock probably. It's going to be a little bit later when everybody gets home from work. We don't get home from work at normal times because we're just the 2 suckers in the company. So we'll get fucked, and not in the good way. And so, yeah, but thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it.
Well, just remember before we leave,
Okay.
You know it's coming.
Okay.
Tomorrow, 7:30,
Oh, that's right.
baby.
That's right. That's right.
Bring it
That's
on.
right.
Bring it on, baby.
Who are they playing again?
Ole Miss.
What time's the game at? 8?
7:30.
7:30? Is it an
Go
ABC
Miami.
game? Or is it an SEC game? I don't know how they do the playoffs. Or is it on a fucking streaming network?
No, that's on a streaming. It's on ESPN. There's no way. This is money here, baby, in the makings.
All right. So, folks, root for Miami. Go the U against Ole
Canes.
Miss. And yeah, thank you for watching again. And don't forget, if you do bet small, win big.
Don't be a degenerate.
See ya.